welcome to this evening's presentation of St Agnes's Choral Society's Sunday Escapes. These are great escapes from the virtual reality that we are living with at the moment. Musical theatre is one of the greatest antidotes of all ills. So we will start with a number from that great musical, Hello, Dolly, Elegance. And it will be sung by two of the most elegant fellows, James Hyde and Jonathan Reid.
Yes, New York, it's really us, Barnaby and
Cornelius.
all the guests of Mr. Hackle are feeling great and look spectacular.
What a knack there is to that.
Acting like a born aristocrat. We got elegance. If you ain't got elegance, you can never ever carry it off. All who are well-bred agree Minnie Fay has pedigree. Exercise your wildest whims tonight. We are out with diamond gems tonight. Could they be misleading us?
Silver spoons were used for feeding us.
We got elegance. If you ain't got elegance, you can never ever carry it off.
Middle class, don't speak of it.
Savoir-faire, we reek of it. Some were born with rags and patches, but we use dollar bills for matches. And
Vanderbilt kowtows to us.
J.P. Morgan scrapes and bows to us. We got elegance. We were born with elegance. Have you noticed when I hold my cup, the saucer never moves?
And the way I keep my pinky up indubitably proves that
We got elegance. We got built in elegance, and with elegance, 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 we carry it on.
And now for one of our great choreographers, Leonard. Rebecca's first show with us was Annie, and she was so good that she made even me move well enough to get an Ames Award as Daddy Warbucks. Rebecca, tell us more.
Hi, I'm Leonard. I'm a choreographer and I choreographed 5 shows for St Agnes's: Annie, The Sound of Music, Hello Dolly, Hairspray, 9 to 5, and I popped back in last year to help out with a second version of The Sound of Music. When I was thinking about some of my happiest memories about St Agnes's, one of the things that popped into my head was actually rehearsal tea breaks, because no matter how fraught or hectic a rehearsal had been, there is always that little stop in the middle where someone like Kevin or Danny would appear with a smile and a cup of tea and a little tray of biscuits, and no matter what had gone before, everything was okay. And as a creative, when you're trying to get a show finished, especially towards the later stages of rehearsals, I can't tell you how much a cup of tea and a smiling face means in the middle of a hectic night. My first show with the company was Annie, and I had done a lot of youth and children's shows, and I was really nervous. It was a big deal to be working with a company that I'd known, having grown up in amateur dramatics in Northern Ireland and knowing that they put on really good shows in the Opera House. And it was my first time working with Tony Finnegan, and I'd only really gotten to know Wilson recently, and so I felt really under pressure and really quite nervous. But luckily for me, the company were so welcoming, and the cast were amazing, and it became clear very quickly that it was a real team effort. And I went on to work with St Agnes's for the next four shows. So yeah, it was a really good place to start with the company. Probably my funniest memory of working with the company is doing the show Hello Dolly. And there's a big number in the middle called the Waiter's Gallop, which is like lots of small little sections, and I love a prop. And so every time they came on stage, they had a different prop. It was either menu cards or bottles or skipping ropes or just whatever I could associate with a restaurant, we threw in there. And one of the things that we used was a bunch of trays, and I had this great idea, big grand finale of this gallop, that we would throw the trays from person to person, but they would catch a tray at the same time. So it was like throw and catch at the same time, throw and catch at the same time, and it got faster and faster and faster. And I was never gonna let it go. It never worked. We couldn't get it in rehearsals. We tried and tried, but it was just so funny that in the end we were like, if you get this, brilliant. And if you don't, style it out. And that's exactly what the men did. It was like, here's the challenge, rise to it, whether it goes right or wrong, and they absolutely did. And actually we won best choreography for that show, so I think we did something right. Thinking about a show that I'd like to stage again is really hard because I love them all. I really enjoyed Hairspray because it was so challenging. It was a challenging story. I think the company worked so hard to bring in new members to be truthful to that particular story. But it's also a really fun, vibrant, energetic show, and I really enjoyed making that come to life.
A show that set new standards for us in 2015 was Hairspray, and it's certainly extremely relevant today. And a lady who came over from London to star in the show as the magnificent Motormouth Maybelle is Marlene Hill. Marlene's still a good friend of the company. You know, once you become part of Aggie's family, you never get to leave. And we're delighted to have Marlene back with us to sing I Know Where I've Been from Hairspray.
There's a light in the darkness, though the night is black as my skin. There's a light burning bright, showing me the way. But I know where I've been. There's a cry in the distance. It's a voice that comes from deep within. There's a cry asking why. I pray the answer's up ahead. 'Cause I know where I've been. There's a road we've been traveling, lost so many on the way, but the riches will be plenty, worth the price we had to pay. There's a dream in the future. There's a struggle we have yet to win. And there's pride in my heart, 'cause I know where I'm going. Yes, I do. And I know where I've been. There's a road we must travel. There's a promise we must make. riches will be plenty. What the risk and the chances that we take? There's a dream in the future. There's a struggle we have yet to win. Use that pride in our hearts to lift us to tomorrow. 'Cause just to sit still would be a sin. Lord knows I know where I've been. Yeah, I give thanks to my God 'cause I know where I've been.
The King and I is one of the classics. We performed this in 1983 and then 20 years later in 2003. And so from this show, the talented Sophie Laverty is going to sing Hello Young Lovers.
When I think of Tom, I think about a night when the earth smelt of summer and the sky was streaked with white, and the soft mist of England was sleeping on a hill. I remember this, and I always will. There are new lovers now on that same silent hill, looking at the same blue sea. And I know Tom and I are a part of them all, and they're all a part of Tom and me. Hello, young lovies, whoever you are. I hope your troubles are few. All my good wishes go with you tonight. I've been in love like you. Be brave, young lovers, and follow your star. Be brave and faithful and true. Cling very close to each other tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings at your heels and to fly down the street in a trance. You'll fly down the street on a chance that you'll meet, and you'll meet, not really by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All of my memories are happy tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like yours. I've had a love of my own.
In 2005, I was in our production of Gigi, and I sang Thank Heaven for Little Girls. It was very emotional for me because one of the little girls on the stage with me was my daughter Laura. And trust me, they do get bigger every day. And now, to sing Thank Heaven for Little Girls, we have the wonderful voice that is Fergal.
Thank heaven for little girls, for little girls get bigger every day. Thank heaven for little girls, they grow up in the most delightful way. Those little eyes so helpless and appealing, one day will flash and send you crashing through the ceiling. Thank heaven for little girls, thank heaven for them all, no matter where, no matter who. Without them, what would little boys do? Thank heaven, thank heaven, thank heaven for little girls. Thank heaven for little girls, thank heaven for them all, no matter where, no matter who. Without them, what would little boys do? Thank heaven, thank heaven, thank heaven for little girls.
Now, Aggies is full of bright, talented people, and it's not being with you to share the fun and fellowship at the moment that I really miss the most. And talking of fun, next up is Blathnaid Scullion, Dr. Scullion to some, and she is going to sing from Oliver, As Long As He Needs Me. And believe me, as far as this old Finnegan is concerned, we all need Blathnaid.
As long as he needs me, oh yes he does need me, in spite of what you see, I'm sure that he needs me. Who else would love him still when they've been used so ill? He knows I always will, as long as he needs me. I miss him so much when he is gone, but when he's near me, I don't let on the way I feel inside. The love I have to hide, the hell I've got my pride, as long as he needs me. He doesn't say the things he should, he acts the way he thinks he should, but all the same I'll play this game his way, as long as he needs me. I know where I must be, I'll cling on steadfastly or wrong, and somehow I'll be strong as long as he needs me. If you are lonely, then you will know when someone needs you, you'll love them so. I won't betray his trust, though people say I must. I'll always stay true, just as long as he
One of our best award-winning directors is Tony Finnegan. And I've known Tony for a very long time. I've shared the stage with him and I've been directed by Tony in many shows. And he still came back for more. So now, Tony will give us some of his words of wisdom.
I'm Tony Finnegan, and I've been directing for St Agnes. I've done 4 shows for them over the years, 4 times the number that you've done.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Yes, don't rub it in.
Okay.
This needs to be fixed, by the way.
Okay.
What would be your best memory
My best
about St Agnes's?
Well, actually, it's a funny memory. Oh yeah, keep asking. It's a funny memory because my car broke down when we were doing Oklahoma. I can't believe that I'm telling you that the year was 1988. That's pre-you.
Yes.
And my car broke down, and the gorgeous Marie Forster and Pat Lundy gave me a lift home that night because I was stranded in Belfast, and they brought me back to Donaghcloney, and we came in and my mother was there, and of course Pat Lundy had known my mother, and there had been a sort of a relationship there in the past, and we just had a great night's crack, and it ended up just being a brilliant fun evening. So I know that's not pertaining to a particular show, but that's sort of the overriding memory. And you know, all my memories would be of possibly the older times in 1988 when we had the gorgeous Angela Smith and all those lovely memories. Yes.
What did you enjoy about St Agnes's?
Again, like you, I suppose it's the vast numbers that they had, the troops. They were never afraid to put loads of people on stage, which is great when you're working in a chorus.
Absolutely.
But and also they were in the Opera House, which was fantastic. I think all my shows that I did with St Agnes's were in the Opera House, I think, which is a great memory as well. And it's a fantastic house, and just the fact that they went for it. You know, the shows that we did I did that. Oklahoma was very strange. I mean, I designed it, and it was very weird. And I remember Wendy Mayers thinking,
a lot of your shows are weird.
They are weird. They are. But Wendy Mayers, I remember being very distraught because right in the middle of the stage there was nothing on stage in Oklahoma. Everybody expected to go up to this lovely vista, but there was nothing on stage except a cutout of the state of Oklahoma on a ramp, massive, in the middle of the stage, and she had to do all her choreography around it. Act 2 was lovely.
That was helpful.
It was helpful. Act 2 was lovely though because we were in the inside of a barn. It was very nice.
Well, that's
okay.
That sounds charming.
It was.
Okay. Now, what would be in terms of restaging one of your shows that you did? Not necessarily with St Aggie's, but
I think it is. I
think
think
it's with St Aggie's.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you've got a few to choose.
I have a few to choose from. I'd love to do Sound of Music again. I think we had a great cast. I just adore kids, as you know, and I did, 2 out of my 4 were heavily armed with kids. So probably the Sound of Music. I think it looked really beautiful. That was a festival production set, and no, it just worked. It really just worked. We got the right cast and the right kids at the right ages, because that's always a difficulty. So probably Sound of Music. I'd do that again.
Okay, I'll start the quick fire with
Yes,
you
please.
first, right? So, what is your favourite musical?
Come From Away. Oh no, that's my favourite modern musical. It's Come From Away. My favourite musical.
So you never really concentrated. Did
No,
you?
I never really was good at that. I'm going to say The King and I. It's just so beautiful.
Okay. What is your
You don't have to make
favourite?
faces behind my
I
back.
would never do that. What is your least favourite musical?
I have two. I'm going to go with Finnegan's Rainbow.
Well,
The other one.
Applause that.
Yeah,
Go on.
everyone applauds it. Yeah, I probably would be Viva Mexico, but as it was my first show ever with Banbridge Choral Society, it is happy memories, even though it's an appalling show.
Okay, right. Okay. What is your favourite modern musical? Well, we all know that. Come From Away. What is your favourite song from a musical?
I'm probably going to go with Anthem from Chess. I love Anthem if it's done really well.
Okay, what is your favourite line from a musical?
Because I love playing Tevye, it's probably a bird may love a fish, but where will they build a home together?
Okay, well, that's very nice.
Wasn't it nice?
That's lovely.
Earlier, Rebecca spoke about memories of our great show, Annie, which was performed in 2012 and was directed by Tony. Now, the little girls in that show were absolutely marvellous. They were of such a high professional standard that the rest of us had to raise our game. And now we're going to have Alice Gallen, who got married last year and is hoping in the near future to maybe have some little girls of her own. And Alice is going to sing The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow, which at this moment in time couldn't be more appropriate. So be sure and tune in for next week, whenever we will have our good friend and musical director Wilson Shields and a whole wealth of other talent for you to enjoy. So goodbye until then.
The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be a sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's grey and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin.